like to thank everyone for coming out today to recognize Mill Creek Valley, experience the magnificent and powerful work of art, Pillars of the Valley, and join in the community collaboration that has brought us together today. Today's date is significant because it is the anniversary of the start of demolition of the Mill Creek Valley neighborhood. While today is a somber date in St. Louis's history, our hope is that we can take a moment to help bring to light your stories, residents' stories. We are honored to be joined by a number of distinguished guests who have helped make today possible. Today you will hear from St. Louis City SC CEO Carolyn, the CEO of Great Rivers Greenway, Susan Trautman, East St. Louis native and the incredible artist who created this amazing tribute, Damon Davis, author and former resident of Mill Creek Valley, Vivian Gibson, and our mayor, the Honorable Tishaura O. Jones. We are also joined today by a number of former residents of Mill Creek Valley. We are so proud and humbled that they are here to share this moment with us. So, to begin today's program, I'd like to introduce the President and CEO of St. Louis City SC, Carolyn.
Thank you, Barbara. And on behalf of the entire Taylor family, as well as everyone at St. Louis City SC, thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to join us here this morning. It has been emotional for me to watch this amazing artwork being built this past fall. As we are getting ready for our inaugural home opener, I'm again inspired and excited about the opportunity to tell our fans the story of Damon's work, of Mill Creek Valley, and to share public art with everyone who visits City Park. Sports and art both can empower and connect people. By working with Great Rivers Greenway and this project's other partners, including Harriston State University and the City of St. Louis, we are creating a moving experience within our stadium district where art, green space, and gathering places come together to honor a historic St. Louis neighborhood that deserves to be remembered. With our stadium overlapping the footprint of the former Mill Creek Valley neighborhood, our family wanted to not only support the Brickline Greenway and art installation financially, but also host the work on our property. We knew it was important to acknowledge the hard truths of the past, help people learn together, and envision a better way forward that's inclusive of all St. Louisans. In addition to the sculptures, the landscaping along the south side of the stadium shows the plot lines and addresses of some of the homes and businesses that stood on our stadium footprint over 50 years ago. Every place has a history, and this is part of ours. We hope that our fans and our visitors take time to experience Pillars of the Valley and think about the houses, the businesses, and the people who stood here before us. We look forward to making this tribute to Mill Creek Valley a seamless and powerful experience for our visitors for years to come. So whether it's a game day when more than 20,000 fans are headed to a match, or when hosting a community event such as the Counter Public Civic Art Exhibition next spring, we want everyone to learn the story of Mill Creek Valley through Damon's incredible art. St. Louis City SC aspires to be more than a soccer team. While we hope to unite people around St. Louis's incredible soccer history, we also want to move the region forward towards a stronger future. It is a privilege to host this amazing tribute at our soccer stadium because we know it will inspire important and much needed dialogue and reflection about our city's past. I want to thank Mayor Jones as well as Alderman Board President Megan Green for being here today to celebrate this moment with us. I also want to thank the contractors and vendors who were part of this incredible project. From the stadium to the Brickline to the entire district, You have helped create something that we hope brings St. Louisans together for years and years to come. And Damon, thank you for your tireless research, passion, and incredible vision that went into creating Pillars of the Valley. I have really enjoyed our time that we have spent together and consider you part of the City SC family. And finally, thank you, Vivian, Lois, and all the former residents for giving us a chance to tell your story. We are so glad to be here today with you and your families. And I promise you, we will work together to make sure that Mill Creek Valley is not forgotten. Now here to tell you more about the Brickline Greenway, I would like to introduce Susan Trautman.
Good morning. How is everybody? Good. Give me 1 second here. So, I obviously am Susan Trautman. I serve as CEO for Great Rivers Greenway, which is a real privilege. We are the regional public agency spearheading the Brickline Greenway. This bold vision will connect our city together, inspiring new experiences and creating opportunities for equitable economic growth. 10 miles of Greenway will connect Fairground Park to Tower Grove Park, Forest Park to the Gateway Arch National Park, plus hundreds of destinations like this great stadium at St. Louis City SC together. The 2 blocks behind you on Market Street are finished. More is on the way. We'll break ground this fall to extend the Greenway west to Harris Stowe State University. We are here today because of 2 key themes that permeate everything Great Rivers Greenway does: people and partnership. Every Greenway starts with people. Our first goal is to listen, and I'm so happy to be among the people who told us their stories today. Every community has a story, and we need to understand where we are working, what happened in the past, what the community needs now, and what the community's vision is like for the future. One of the resounding things we heard when we first began the design competition for what is now the Brickline Greenway is that we needed to celebrate the story of the Mill Creek Valley neighborhood. But these are not our stories to tell. So we turn to the experts. Some of them are here today. And they are incredible people, so if you would either raise your hand or stand if you like, I just want to talk about you. These are the incredible people who told us their memories and their stories so that we could share it with the world. And for those who are no longer with us, and for those who couldn't be here today, we are really, really grateful for the residents of the dynamic and memorable Mill Creek Valley neighborhood. It takes many, many people to bring a project like this to life. And I can't thank everybody today, but you do have a program that lists them. And we want to thank our staff, our boards of directors at Great Rivers Greenway and the Great Rivers Greenway Foundation, our designers, our contractors, and everyone who touched this project. So I did say there was a second thing, and that is partnership. A vision this bold takes everyone. And I want to thank my fellow partners who helped make this project happen. Of course, the entire Brickline is in public right-of-way, most of it in the city of St. Louis. And there have been many, many city departments who helped us along the way, as well as Mayor Jones' leadership. And we are thrilled that she has supported us and helped us. Imagine when you go outside today and look at the 2 blocks here at the Greenway, what Market Street will be in the next few years. We are so grateful to be able to be in the public right of way and to reimagine the city to make it a better place for everyone. One of the things that makes the Brickline different and special is public art. This is more than just a trail. We heard the community's desire to honor Mill Creek, and we are incredibly grateful for the once-in-a-generation opportunity to integrate Damon's powerful work within this great stadium soccer district. Carolyn, Joanne, Andy, Lee, and the entire Taylor family, thank you. Thank you. Really. I'm digressing a bit, but one of my favorite moments was, of course, it's COVID, and I get Damon on Zoom, and to be able to tell him the project was funded, and to see his eyes pop wide open. So we're grateful. You have literally embraced the project, mirrored the landscape outlining the plots from 1950s outside, so please take a look because the addresses of the homes are in the landscape. A Greenway's impact is only as powerful as its neighbors and partners, and having this platform to showcase this remarkable work and to share the residents' stories in this very public way is a true gift to the region. I want to also thank the Taylor family who created a matching grant fund to make sure that we could construct the entire Greenway to Harris Stowe. And I want to thank the donors who are here today that stepped up to make this happen. We aren't just getting started. Somebody asked me the other day, do you feel relieved? I'm like, well, it's a deep breath, but we got a long way to go. So on Sunday, I want to invite you all to the community event. We will celebrate here with our partners from 2 to 4 p.m. And I want you to, if you don't get to today, please explore the artwork. There's a lot to tell there. We'll have live music from the Red and Black Brass Band, free hot chocolate from Black Coffee Experience, and you'll get to explore this place. And finally, beyond our great partners, it's been an honor to become your friend. Damon is world-renowned. He is a post-disciplinary artist, and it was his vision for the Pillars of the Valley that has inspired us all. His involvement has made the whole project better, even beyond this incredible installation. He magically blended the past and the stories from the residents with the energy and the passion of our present moment. He created something beautiful, something modern, and he laid a path forward for all of us to follow. So thank you for all you have done, and thank you for what you taught me. Please come tell people the story of Pillars of the Valley.
All right. What's up, y'all? Sue's laying it on thick, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot to come up after. All right. So I made sure I wrote down some stuff so I wouldn't forget. Because this is a big moment. It's been about 5 years been working on this. I grew up in East St. Louis, and one of the funny things is that I didn't know this existed. You know, I didn't know that this neighborhood existed. And I grew up around here my whole life. And I didn't know until we started working on the Brickline. So when I found out, I wanted to make sure that no more black kids would grow up without knowing about this thriving black community that was in the center of St. Louis, right? Downtown, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, that's what this monument is meant to commemorate. And when I was thinking about what it should mean, what it should look like, I like to start really broad, right? And so the main thing, or the main theme that I want to talk about was history, right? History is usually written by the winner, or the people that want to tell the history, and everybody else gets written out, right? So I had an opportunity to tell some histories that have been covered up, So the idea was to uncover, excavate things that were buried, right? So when you go out and you look at those things, history is one thing, but history is made of time. So I wanted a symbol of time that no matter where you was from, how old you were, what language you spoke, this symbol for time, everybody knows, and that's an hourglass, right? And so when you look at those things, those are abstractions on the hourglass. So in between those two granite pillars is a limestone piece, and that's to symbolize the sand. Sand that doesn't move because time has been stopped. So we stop time to remember, recognize, commemorate, and more than anything, give vindication to a neighborhood of people that were purposefully forgotten. So we never forget again, right? Yeah. When it's all said and done, I hope that we created something that's even bigger than St. Louis and Mill Creek Valley, and we created a beacon or a rally point for people that's been displaced all over the world. So that's the goal, you know, big dreams, but we got this far. Again, like Sue said, we ain't done either, so, you know, we got a little bit more to go. And I guess we'll meet y'all at Harris Stowe later on, a couple of years, next year, hopefully. But before I go, I got some people I want to thank. So I want to thank GRG. I want to thank LJC Architects for teaching me architecture in a crash course. And they were telling me the idea was too big or anything like that. The city, St. Louis City, which is a great name for any team. I don't know why nobody thought of that already, like city. Yes, dope. Thank y'all. And one thing, the elders of Mill Creek. This for y'all. Yeah, so with that said, I want to bring up an original resident of Mill Creek, world-renowned author, Ms. Vivian Gibson. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Damon. I like to read a little passage from my book. Product placement. On May 26, 1955, the hardworking residents of Mill Creek Valley were going about their busy day. Most of them were unaware of what the headline of that day's St. Louis Post-Dispatch about a bond issue passed by city and county residents meant to their future. The looming and lasting change was buried in a list of 23 propositions that included hospital improvements, street widening, new parks, new expressways. Listed merely as slum clearance, the proposition allotted $10 million to acquire 2,000 homes, churches, schools, businesses through condemnation and purchase, and demolish them for redevelopment. Aldermen passed the final measure on the Mill Creek Plan on March 21st, 1958, by a 27-1 vote. The lone dissenter was Alderman Archie Blaine, Democrat, who initially supported the project. In the debate preceding the ballot, Blaine pointed out that 97% of Mill Creek is in my ward. He charged that no adequate provisions for rehousing the area's low-income residents were in place. I'm in favor of better housing, he said, but not in favor of slums moving to other parts of the city. He protested. The local League of Women Voters, the Archdiocese of St. Louis, and eventually the NAACP endorsed the mostly federally funded project. 11 months later, 64 years ago today, the first wrecking ball struck in Mill Creek and permanently destroyed a viable urban neighborhood of 20,000 people. While I am fondly remembering my old community, I am equally dedicated to sharing the devastating impact of so-called urban renewal with words of warning. The partners that are here today, I'm sure, join me in their dedication to doing things differently. And Damon's beautiful pillars are testament to remind us that there is a different way to move forward, and with new imagining of a community. Here to share more about her vision is our Honorable Mayor, Tishaura Jones. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you to Carolyn Kindle, the Taylor and Kavanaugh families, Great Rivers Greenway, and St. Louis City SC for making today's event possible. I want to acknowledge the man of the hour, artist Damon Davis, for his brilliant and powerful work of art, Pillars of the Valley, honoring the memory of the historic Mill Creek Valley neighborhood and its residents. And I also want to thank former Mill Creek Valley resident and author Vivian Gibson. What happened here in our not so distant past, 64 years ago today, the Mill Creek Valley neighborhood was demolished, scattering families and their neighbors across our region. To be clear, this was an act of intentional racial injustice. Mill Creek Valley was a Black neighborhood. The public art marking the location today honors the memory this neighborhood lost to history. Pillars of the Valley's sheer physical presence makes it impossible to ignore, making it a historical marker for all who visit this new great stadium. Celebrating Black History Month while recognizing the struggles Black St. Louisans have faced affirms our shared humanity as St. Louisans. And while the demolition of Mill Creek Valley tore apart a neighborhood, today we lift up the work St. Louis is doing to rebuild our connections and tie our city together. This new state-of-the-art CITYPARK Stadium brings together people from across St. Louis and across our region to enjoy the most popular sport in the world. It's weaving a whole new social fabric for St. Louis. And the Brickline Greenway, which the city is working on in partnership with Great Rivers Greenway, runs alongside the stadium outside, linking our neighborhoods through 20 miles of intentional, sustainable paths and green spaces. Not only will the Brickline Greenway make it easier and safer for St. Louisans to get around, it links together development opportunities and through art like this, our city's history. It's these type of projects that connect our past and to our present, memorializing what we've lost while reminding us to do better for our own children. Thank you, Carolyn, to your family, and the entire St. Louis SC group for these kinds of investments in our stadium district. Thank you to all of the community partners, city workers, and fellow elected officials who make this work a reality. And thank you again to Damon for your stunning artistry. Thank you all, God bless.
And thank you, Madam Mayor. We very much appreciate your support for this project, and thank you for your tireless efforts on behalf of the city, one my family and I love. The new section of the Brickline Greenway, in Damon's powerful expression commemorating a historic St. Louis neighborhood, will reinforce downtown West as one of the city's important cultural destinations and give people another reason to visit downtown St. Louis. As I mentioned before, Damon's permanent art installation will also be part of Counterpublic 2023, a 3-month civic art exhibition that will drive national discussion and attention around St. Louis's thriving art community launching here at City Park on April 14th. We hope that you all join us for that event as well. While sports teams and leagues have helped create meaningful dialogue around social and racial equity issues, this important project is unlike anything in professional sports, and we hope it has the ability to help transform St. Louis. So again, thank you all for being here today and celebrating this special moment with us.